Hey guys, it's Charmy Cedrus here, and today I'll be showing you how to make a bath bomb naturally colored with rose clay. This is the mold that I'll be using today. I did get it off of Etsy. It's a gemstone mold, and I'll put that link in the description for you, of course. And the fragrance oil I'm using today is from the Birthstone fragrance collection from Nature's Garden, and of course, since I'm a July baby, I chose Royal Rubies, and y'all, it smells so good. The first thing we need to do is combine our dry ingredients. I have baking soda, citric acid, cream of tartar, SLSA, Kaolin Clay, and rose clay. If you want your bath bombs more pink, then you can replace the Kaolin Clay with all rose clay. I like to use a strainer in order to break down any clumps, but you don't have to. If you are going to use a strainer though, just make sure you do not sift the SLSA, and when it comes to SLSA, make sure you're wearing a respirator mask. Oh, and of course, make sure you check out the description for the actual recipe, and I also have a link to the blog post. Once everything's in there, just make sure you mix it thoroughly before we start adding our liquid ingredients. I have already measured out my grapeseed oil, fragrance oil, and Polysorbate 80 into one glass, and I'm just going to mix that in with a whisk. And you can swap out the grapeseed oil for another carrier oil like a sweet almond oil, sunflower, safflower, so on and so forth. And then I added Polysorbate 80 for two reasons: so that the clay does not stick to the bathtub, and then so that the oils mix with the water. In the other glass, I have my binder, which is Witch Hazel. And if you're a person who does not like to measure the amount of binder you add, you just like to spray it instead, go ahead and do that. Just make sure you spray just enough to have the mixture hold together. Like I said, just enough, because if you spray too much or you add too much, they will grow uncontrollably. And whether you're spraying or adding it like I did, just make sure you mix while you add the witch hazel in so that you can cut down on the fizzing. And now I'm just going to mix that all by hand until I can tell it's thoroughly mixed and that I can hold the mixture together and it doesn't break so easily. Now it's time to mold our bath bombs. I like to put mine on a tray lined with parchment paper just because I like to move them out of my workspace so that they can dry. And then this made about 8.5 bath bombs. I didn't measure just because these are for personal use or for gifts. But basically I just filled up the mold, pressed it, and then put it on the paper. And like I said, I made about 8.5. One thing I really love about like a flat-sided bath bomb is it's so much easier to label if I was selling it. And don't get me wrong, I love using and making round bath bombs, but labeling those things? Nah. I sell thousands of bath bombs at this point, thousands a year, and yeah, I wouldn't be labeling those unless I had like the shrink wrap labels that you can put around the bath bomb and just heat gun right on there. But that's not the case right now, so I just have my flat ones. You can see them on my website, my Etsy. I just slap a label right at the bottom. I also like them flat because it's easier to store them. So you see how I can just put this on a tray and then I can just store this away. You can do it with round bath bombs, of course, too, but I'm more of a stickler when I do a round bath bomb for like the Saturn ring and all the things. So me and flat just go hand in hand. As you can see, I really had to scrape up for this last one. So if you are going to sell this recipe, just make sure you're measuring them in some type of way, whether it be by weight or at least using like 1/4 of a cup to add it to the mold. Now I'm going to turn on my dehumidifier and let these sit overnight. All right, here they are. I did a couple different tests for this recipe. So here is one where I split the batch in half and I did half with the rose clay and then half with the kaolin clay. Here's a quick demonstration of what they look like when I put them in the water. The foam will be white, but I'm trying to show you how pink the water gets. It is a nice light pink. But of course, if you replace the kaolin clay with more rose clay, then it will be a deeper pink. A quick shout out to my folks over on Patreon who support this channel. Make sure you check out their links in the description below. Alright, thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. And here are some more videos that you might want to check out.